Next, we are heading back another 2 decades to the street where it all began for a 70s pop legend.
My name is Gilbert O'Sullivan. This is me at #1 in the charts in 1972. And I've had 16 hit singles across 3 decades in the UK and the USA. But I think we can safely say I was a little out of step with the rock stars of the early 70s. Born Raymond Edward O'Sullivan, lived in Waterford, moved with my family to Swindon when I was 9. So this is the house, 44 Frobisher Drive. Looks very different now. Kind of looking forward to going inside. Wow, so here we are, lounge, wow. This is very different, very different. The television would have been just over there. Magical time for me as a youngster.
This is the hold up, gents. Up that gun.
And I became those cowboys, I became those Western heroes in my after school or on a weekend. The lasting memory of growing up is with my mother. I really have very few memories of my father. I know we saw him when he was in hospital during the last weeks of his life. Luckily, my older sister Mary remembers more than me.
We moved here in 1959, May of '59, because Dad had stomach cancer. But of course he didn't realise he was terminal.
He never knew that?
He never knew that. But Mum became protector of us. She became mother and father to both of us.
We had 6 children. The great thing was that when I wanted a drum kit, I ended up getting...
I can remember where she got the drum kit. Yeah. She knew you were determined with your music.
If people say, was I a rebel or anything?
I don't think you were.
No, I was an oddball, a bit of an oddball.
Mum just wanted you to dress as the normal people
look like
do,
everybody else.
as she would call it.
The last thing I wanted to do was to look like everybody else.
No.
You know, nothing's changed.
Take care.
Take care. Mum brought a piano into the house, which ended up in the garden shed, and it was the start of my songwriting career. This is where the garden shed was, right top of garden here. Inside, piano would be up against the back of the shed here, little window here. So you can imagine that. Every evening I would come out here for a couple of hours, sing and play.
Well, the bartender said you look queer, so disappear.
Quite frankly, if I didn't have the access to piano out here in this shed, I'm not sure what I would have done. At school, the one subject I got good marks in was art. So at 16, I came here to Swindon College, where I studied painting and graphic design.
And you should see when she goes, ooh, wakka doo, wakka day.
So this is an example of one of the paintings I did in my last year at art school. That's a face upside down. That's actually Paul McCartney upside down. I'm quite proud of these. But I hadn't forgotten about music. And it was through college I met Rick Davis, who went on to form Supertramp. We were in a band called Rick's Blues. So with Rick's Blues, with the band I formed with Rick, we went to London to make a demo, to make a record. So we did 2 of my songs, and I'm really happy with it. And so we felt we kind of somehow made some impact in the world of music.
Mother, please, if you please, say
I knew that music was what I wanted to spend my life doing, but that meant leaving Swindon. At the tender age of 19, I went to London, and just 5 years later, I had my first #1 with Claire. But it all began with that piano in the garden shed in Frobisher Drive, Swindon.